old son, keep on juggling. This is a philosophy that I've been working on and an approach to life that I've been contemplating for over 8 months now. Let me explain. I have a numerous facet of fascinations in this life. I like to do so many different artistic forms. I like to learn about so many different things. And I almost got poisoned by this line of thinking of jack of all trades, master of none. It's preached so often by gurus online and self-help people that all they care about is how much money they can make because, oh, dude, I'm not materialistic. I'm just trying to get free from the matrix. I'm not materialistic, but I want financial freedom. And then they'll sit there and tell you all these reasons why you need to make a business, an entrepreneur, and all this shit, which I don't disagree with completely. I'm not going to shun it all the way. But a lot of people are sold this because of a mass desperation. They've been sold this idea that they have to become rich as quick as possible in their 20s or their life is going to be shit. So you see so many people giving up on their hopes and their true dreams and unique passions just so they can do some crypto bullshit or do this. So, hey, I'm going to spend all this time on this so I can be free later on to do all this. When you could just juggle. Be a fucking juggler, dog. For me, I fought for so long with my artistic ventures. I wanted to make videos online that were very artistic as my form of as a form of expression and education. I also wanted to do oil paintings. I also wanted to do drawings in a notebook with all these different mediums, from colored pencils to lead to all this different shit. And then I also am a general contractor by trade, and we'll get into that in a little bit and why that's very important to this message. Then I also wanted to learn about all these religions. I wanted to learn about Islam. I want to learn about Christianity. I want to learn about Hermeticism. I want to learn about Buddhism. I want to learn about all of them all at once. And then I also want to read all of the classic novels and things. And then I also want to have real good relationships with the people I love and all the shit. And I want to work out and do all these things. But it's so hard. These people online say that that's not the way to be happy. That's not the way to live. So you gotta pick one and become a master of that. And no. What the fuck even is a master? I had this realization the other day. What the fuck is a master? There is no true definition of a master. In oil painting, they call like the old Renaissance painters the masters. But what even is that? What's the difference between Caravaggio and Picasso? Their painting style. Some people would call Picasso's style of painting childlike and stupid and just ugly and not talentful. Then some people would call Caravaggio's style that made these beautiful renditions of biblical images boring, dull. It's not fun. So what even is a master? I see so many people talking about this master of none, but what even defines a master? There's no fucking guidebook to life. There's no rules set in stone of how you should express yourself and the things you should do in life. There's general ways to live in whatever doctrine you believe in, religiously or philosophically. But there is no true what you should do in this life. So it saddens my heart whenever I see so many young men pick one thing, not because it's what they desire. If it's what you desire to climb business and be a very big mogul in business, then do it to your heart's content, because the deeper message behind this video is to follow your heart. But you see so many people sell young men this message of following your heart will not make you rich. That's the biggest lie I was told. And they go on these podcasts and sell this message that you gotta start some business to be financially free, and that's the only way to be happy in this world because you're a slave to the matrix right now. When that's not true. That is not true at all. You know how fucking boring and vanilla the world would be if everyone was just like, did what Andrew Tate said, which I respect a lot of his opinions, but this is not one of them. You know how boring and vanilla the world would be if everyone was an online entrepreneur? It wouldn't exist because it couldn't function if everyone was this fucking entrepreneur chasing freedom from the Matrix. And they don't think about people. They don't think about there is no rules to what you do in this life. Yeah, it sucks if you're working at fucking Wendy's or McDonald's and then you have to come home and you're super tired and you don't have motivation to do anything. But at that point, I would just say find discipline to do things. Being financially free or free from a job, all that takes is time spent on a skill, not time spent on trying to be an entrepreneur or finding some bullshit gimmicky product or cunt coin to sell online. That's not what you have to do. All you have to do is dedicate some time to actually gather a skill, because the reason why the people are working in these dead-end jobs is because not because they haven't escaped from the Matrix through being an entrepreneur. It's because you have not. It's because you have no skills. All you have to do is build a skill. That can either be an artistic skill or it can be some sort of other skill. Skills are numerous in number. There is a numerous amount of skills out there to pick from that are very interesting that you can still gain some sort of monetary thing. Just like a Naval Ravikant has a philosophy that everyone can be rich. I believe everyone can replace the amount of money they make right now with a skill that they love and they enjoy doing. I believe that 100-fold. A lot of people aren't going to enjoy being an entrepreneur. They're not going to enjoy reading 100 business books. That is one facet that I find pretty interesting, as well as all the art stuff. But that's not built for everybody. So what you should be doing, instead of focusing on reading all these self-help fucking Atomic Habit Millionaire Fastlane books, which have merit to them, is find something that truly captivates and interests you. Now, a lot of people, first thing is you got to stop indoctrinating yourself with all of these different social media bullshit. You need to unplug from TikTok and unplug from YouTube, honestly, and gather your own opinions. Because a lot of these people see they see individuals who, one, are selling them the idea of escaping from the Matrix, or they're selling them the idea of nihilism, and this is all there is and it doesn't get better from here. And that's another bullshit statement, but I don't want to get onto that tangent in this video. Just wanted to make that quick point. You have to keep juggling. Juggle your job with trying to gain a skill. That is one of the biggest things. And if you have gotten a skill, or you're interested in numerous skills, remember Da Vinci. That's one thing that's always helped me. I'm reading a 500-page book about the motherfucker right now. Da Vinci was so multifaceted besides painting or making flying machines. I mean, this man, he had a resume list fucking whenever he moved to Milan from Florence, Italy. He didn't paint he didn't paint at all during that time. Yeah, he'd draw and stuff like that, and he might have made a couple, but he did not make a living off of painting. This man did so many different skills in his life. It's crazy. From military engineering to writing poems, plays, designing the sets of entertainment in the city of Milan. That's one of the biggest things he did, was design these sets and little drama theater props and costumes and all that, as well as he made comic strips almost of funny gags and riddles and all this. He played an instrument. He played the lyre, which is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but he played this stringed instrument back then. He invented instruments. He painted, of course. He did all of these different facets of things. And what do you think Da Vinci would have said if you said, Da Vinci, you can't do that. You're going to be a master of none of these things. He'd laugh at you. And most people nowadays would laugh at you because Da Vinci is one of the biggest fucking most proclaimed names in history. For what is he regarded by? His intense sense of curiosity for many different things. He didn't just focus on one. So there's the fucking chink in the armor of these people who just proclaim jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah, whenever you have zero skills whatsoever, it's kind of important to start with one and not get overwhelmed. And part of mine is I have ADHD real bad, so I jump from thing to thing. But I have a good amount of skills in numerous things. In my main job, I just made this realization putting bullet points for this video down. I'm a general contractor. That's how I make money. And what a general contractor, if people don't know, is you have people like carpenters whenever they build houses who put up the framing of a house. Then you'll have people who come in and they do the roof, put the decking and the shingles on the house. You'll have roofers. Then you'll have people who will come around and do like the siding of the house and all of the outside trim work and stuff like that. Then you'll have people who will come in and you have little bitty like masters, if you will, in these little things. There's someone who just all he does is put up drywall. There's someone who comes in and all he does is electrical work. There's someone who comes in and just does all the flooring work. There's someone who comes in and measures out and customly cuts the granite for the countertops. There's someone who comes in and puts the plumbing in. There's someone who comes in and does all these different things. Right? Well, I know for a fact I would be intensely bored if I was just a granite man. If I was just a roofer. I've been these things before. I did a roofing stint for 8 months where all I did was just roofing. Roofing and roofing repairs of soffit and faceboards and little siding jobs and shit like that. And there was fun times, but for the most part, I hated it. The amount of enjoyment I get out of my job now compared to whenever I did roofing, only roofing, it's not comparable. I love my job now. And I finally realized the reason why I'm a general contractor and not just a tradesman of one trade. And that is because I simply cannot do it. I simply cannot live the day-to-day life of a one-skilled tradesman. Like you see all these people online who are just electricians and all that, and that's great. I'm happy for them. We need that. Eventually, I'll probably stop being hands-on and start up my own business and just subcontract all the little things out and just monitor the jobs myself. That's kind of where my career with that is heading towards. I have a one-on-one apprenticeship with a man who's been teaching me for a real long time now, and I'm pretty much just doing the jobs half myself. But it's so interesting. Starting a building with a pile of wood, a pile of material, and turning that into a structure and seeing every single process along the way. Wiring it up after you get the structure built and you put the roof on and everything. Doing all the finish work of the caulking. It's hard work sometimes, but to me it's just so interesting and fascinating. It sucks that you have to leave your art behind. You have to leave and someone else come and live in what you created and spent months working on. But that is what it is. But these things I constantly juggle with. Doing that full time, then coming home and allowing my brain to learn all these different things and practice all these different art forms, as well as try to educate other people online with this, is you need to keep on juggling. There is no such thing as a master in these things. You find it, a good reference to like the tradesman thing. If you go on any video, I see a lot of these trades people popping up on TikTok, like an electrician. There's 1,000, he can do this shit perfectly right, that is up to code and everything. And there's 1,000 people in the comments that are a supposed master to that craft. Oh, you backstabbed the outlet and all this shit to an electrician, or dude, you suck with that mud. You suck patching the seams on drywall. All this crazy shit. And it's like they didn't even do a bad job. So what the fuck even is a master at the end of the day? But I digress. This video is going to be 30 minutes if I keep going. Chase paper and enjoy natural sun. Have a great day.